The rapture is around the corner. For over 2,000 years, the world has awaited the second coming of Christ, and when the Antichrist would appear, wondering if the rapture would happen during or after a period of trials and tribulations, as said in the Bible. But for the past 2 centuries of waiting, there have been numerous false interpretations and prophecies of these events. And as the world awaits an answer to these questions, the most revered Pope Francis of the Catholic Church has just revealed that the Antichrist is already among us, shocking and terrifying the whole world. And the same questions have echoed all around the globe. Who is the Antichrist? Join us as we delve into the Antichrist that Pope Francis just revealed has arrived. The Revelation. In a recent meeting of Catholic bishops, Pope Francis surprisingly revealed that the Antichrist was among us. But many are still unaware of this. The Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, practices traditional Christian teachings and draws knowledge from the Bible and divine revelations. Indeed, his claim has been backed by the Holy Bible, and many researchers have dug into the revelations that were made in the Bible and arrived at several conclusions. Some say the Antichrist is an alien-like being and a famous and powerful political leader, but the question remains: who is the Antichrist? The Antichrist. The Antichrist is linked with apocalyptic prophecies found in the Bible, especially in the books of Daniel, John, and Revelation, where antichrists are referred to as a singular person or group of persons that would oppose the teachings of Christ. Further references were made to these antichrist in 1 John 2:18, 1 John 2:22, and 2 John 1:7. But even though Christians worldwide use the same Bible and study the same verses, the interpretation of who the Antichrist is varies according to denomination. The interpretation of these texts varies because they have been subjected to various theological perspectives over the years. These theories include the rich billionaire theory, the religious leader theory, the political leader theory, and the apostate church leader theory. The rich billionaire Antichrist theory describes the Antichrist as a wealthy billionaire with vast economic and political influence. This theory is derived from the connection between certain biblical verses and the common lifestyle of such affluent individuals. This theory sees the Antichrist as a charismatic and influential figure capable of uniting people under a charismatic guy who can sway public opinion. In Revelation 13:16-18, the Bible talks about a powerful person who will make everyone get a mark on their hand or forehead. This mark has the name or number of the beast, 666. However, many experts and religious leaders warn against being too specific in identifying the Antichrist and stress that apocalyptic literature uses symbols and metaphors. The second Antichrist theory is that they could be a religious leader. This theory is complicated and makes some people skeptical of religious leaders, but it is based on interpretations of Bible verses. In 2 Thessalonians 2:3-4, the Apostle Paul talks about the arrival of a man of lawlessness, or the son of destruction, who goes against and elevates himself above every supposed god or object of worship. Some people see this as referring to the Antichrist, suggesting a religious leader with sinful tendencies. In 1 John 2:18-22, the Apostle John also warns about the coming of antichrists, describing them as those who reject Jesus as Christ. While these verses may not directly talk about one specific person, they make it clear that an antichrist is a group or a person that goes against traditional Christian beliefs. In Matthew 24, when Jesus talks about the end times, he warns about false prophets who will do impressive things to deceive even the most faithful. This can be seen as a warning about charming leaders who might lead people astray, setting the stage for the concept of an antichrist who deceives with religious charm. The political leader Antichrist theory is another interesting understanding of modern Christianity, as is the idea of the Antichrist. Because the Antichrist story has strong religious connections, Some people think a political leader might engage in diplomacy between different faiths, pretending to unite them while secretly going against important religious beliefs. This idea goes along with the warnings in the Bible about false prophets and deceivers that have appeared throughout history. Even after biblical times, people have pointed to various individuals as potential antichrists, often linked to political power. For example, some saw Pope Innocent III as an antichrist figure during the medieval period because of his political influence. Similarly, figures like Napoleon Bonaparte and Adolf Hitler have been suggested as modern comparisons to the Antichrist because of their significant impact on politics and the chaos they caused. Besides the Book of Revelations, the Book of Daniel discusses the Antichrist. What does it say about this figure, and when will it show up? Even though it doesn't directly say Antichrist, in chapter 8, there's a vision of a goat representing a powerful political leader who becomes great. This leader is strong, says dark things, and causes a lot of destruction. Some think these verses might be about the Antichrist, suggesting a political leader who rises to power in clever and destructive ways. Another theory is that the Antichrist uses advanced alien technology to hide its true identity. This is not a typical Men in Black situation. It involves frequent shape-shifting holographic illusions and the ability to blend seamlessly into human society, making the invasion subtle yet significant. The Antichrist, in its alien disguise, is believed to live a seemingly human life, walking, talking, and experiencing life like us. This sophisticated manipulation of people and global events accompanies its evil plan. This makes things more serious, as humanity becomes unknowingly involved in a big game. The Antichrist's trickery isn't just a local secret, it's a worldwide act. Imagine leaders, famous people, and important figures unknowingly following the lead of this alien, pretending to be human. The world becomes a stage, and the Antichrist directs a big performance beyond what we can see. The Antichrist's deception about what it means to be human, the blurred lines between what's real and what's not, human and alien, raises deep questions about who we are, trust, and what's good or bad. This creative and strange situation mixes parts of Bible stories with the idea of aliens tricking us, creating a story that makes us think about the usual ideas of the end times. It makes us reflect on deception, how vulnerable we are, and the unclear lines between what we know and what's unfamiliar. In this theory, the Antichrist might do amazing things or show advanced technology we can't understand. These might include healing, reading minds, or even changing things with their minds, making people amazed and respecting them. As news of these incredible events spreads worldwide, the alien figure gains a lot of love and followers. People from different places and backgrounds are attracted to the promise of a perfect future under this seeming alien friend. Medical breakthroughs add to the appeal of the alien figure. The alien's arrival might have happened during the current world crisis, like the ongoing Israel-Gaza war, making its promises of saving and prosperity very attractive in uncertain times. People might be more likely to follow leaders who give hope and guidance. Finding out that this celebrated figure is the Antichrist could happen slowly. Small signs or moments of confusion might be ignored initially, showing how easy it is for people to be unsure about big changes. While this theory is firmly based on science fiction and mysterious theology, it makes us think about beliefs, trickery, and the possible results of unthinkingly following them. Apart from this, there's another theory that the Antichrist might rebuild the Roman Empire. This comes more from looking at history, politics, and culture than direct quotes from the Bible. Scholars wanted to create a powerful authority that unifies everyone. They compare this to historical leaders who tried to bring different regions under one rule, suggesting that the Antichrist might do something similar. In today's world, Rome is often seen as a symbol of power, control, and cultural impact. This idea says that the Antichrist might symbolically or physically rebuild parts of the Roman Empire to gain global power. This could include using modern tools like globalization, economic agreements, digital communication, and political influence. The Antichrist could create a global empire similar to the Roman one. Technology and communication advances are also seen as important in this theory. The Antichrist might use technology for surveillance, control, and manipulation, making a global empire where information, economies, and individual lives are tightly regulated. Despite several theories, they all agree that the Antichrist would be a person or a group that intentionally and openly contradicts the teachings of Christ in ideas or movements that are clearly against Christianity or try to limit religious freedoms. This could include ideas pushing aside religious beliefs, cultural changes, and weakening traditional moral values. Thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. And while you're still here, click the video on your screen for more mind-blowing videos.